Hey, how's it going? I have a few things to share of what's on my mind. Um, do you ever have like the deepest thoughts in the shower and you just gotta let them out? So, I'm getting a lot of information and I feel like I'm reverting back to like early 2000s and even like the music, the style, the trends. And I feel overwhelmed at the uh, almost like the expansion or the just kind of this reality that we're facing that the future is coming or the future's here, right? It's like we realize that, okay, we're gonna be stuck to these phones, stuck to these screens. How do we really deal with this issue? You know, what the mental overwhelm of all of this information coming through to us, and as well as like our emotional body, our like energetic body, our spiritual body, that what are we doing to protect our body from the kind of this dissonance of got a hair in my mouth. This dissonance from technology that we're facing every day, and how to really balance this, right? I feel like, I don't want to be I don't want to hate on AI, or I don't want to avoid it completely, but I also don't want to rely on it for everything. I don't want to outsource all of my information from these sources of information. And like really getting back to like critical thinking and my intuition and knowing how my mind operates. And psychology has all these things, and then we go on the internet and we hear all these perspectives, all these points of views, all these things telling us, he says, she said, yada, yada, yada. This is why you are the way you are. This is what you need to do to fix yourself. Like, there is just so many narratives going on in these social media outlets that I am just tired. And I don't want to come on here and say, oh, this is what you should be doing, this is why. Like, I want to come from a place that I am expressing who I am. And in order to get to this, like, the I behind the I, the part of me, the all of me, that I don't have to act like, oh, I'm like this. That's what I'm trying to get at. And that's why I would like to allow others to be that too, that there's nothing wrong with you. And if you feel like you're overwhelmed and overstimulated and just cannot with all of this technology, all of this ways of socializing, whatever it is that you feel like you are challenged with right now, like, I just want to invite that it's a part of the process. We're supposed to be challenged. We're supposed to face our fears. We're supposed to like kind of reconcile these things within us that we are here for, right? I want to speak from a place of more of the soul. Like, why are we here? Really? Like, why are we here? Why are you here? Why am I here? What are we meant to experience? And this experience is drastic. It's not going so well. And yet there is this, whenever I hit like the soul aspect of myself, it's more of a place where I can see through the paradox. It's when almost like two opposite things are true, and then somehow when I kind of like lean to one side, lean to the other, somehow I begin to find this middle path, this like harmonious way of being. this being is more of a presence that you have to be able to withstand the polarity. And these like universal laws are always in motion. Like nothing is still. Everything is always changing. These kind of like fundamental truths that we have been swayed from, we have been unlearned, right? We have to relearn, and we have to go through these identity phases or these masks and these ways that we have thought ourselves to be that we're actually not. So all the identities that we've learned from our parents, that we've learned from society, these identities that keep us small, that keep us compliant, that keep us quiet. There is a liberation and a revolution that happens within the soul to be oneself, to speak, to share the truth that you are, that you feel, that you are here to express. This, and maybe it is more of like a feminine expression to just be able to express yourself. And men have it in a different way, but I'm speaking of like this soul aspect that goes beyond our identity of gender. It's something that is our presence, our essence, is what happens when we distill, when we alchemize these emotional things that keep us stuck, these emotional ties, these things that keep us attached, these things like relationships, places, like whatever it is, jobs, like these people, like all of these things, like whatever you feel really attached to, whatever you feel like it's just impossible or it's hurting or it's suffering, like there comes a time when you realize you have to let go, and you realize that in order to let go, you kind of have to go further. You have to go towards the pain. You have to go towards what is creating that agitation. What is making you grip harder, right? You have to kind of go deeper to see what is holding on there. And usually it's an unconscious emotion. So this unconscious emotion, it takes a great deal of focus and attention to find a place of stillness in your mind so that you can kind of create a blank space in your mind in order for the unconscious information to be presented. So I'll give you an example. So whenever I go through kind of like deeper emotional processes, that usually it's triggered by family or relationships or whatever it is, that I begin to feel it. I'm like, oh wow, like this is not cool. I get really anxious. I get really like, oh my God, la, 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 la. Like I just get insane. And then I find myself a safe place. I either let myself cry, I use my voice to attune my body's energy centers to sound. And I find that when I can release through sound, it gets it out. It releases it. When we speak, we share, we release, we express. And when we do that in a safe container, or with somebody else who can hold space for you, this is what allows the energy to transform. It's what allows the word to be powerful. And then the meaning behind the word changes, because now I have changed the frequency in which I was speaking before and after. Hope you're following me here. So what I'm saying is that, it's like before you have the emotional experience, you may feel stuck, gripping, resistance, all of this. Having an emotional experience, crying, screaming, laughing, shaking, whatever it is, to get the emotion out, to process the pain of what you've been holding on to get it unstuck, to crack it open. And this can look many different ways. It can be grief, it can be shame, it can be guilt, like whatever it is that allows you to, you kind of have to sink into yourself. And this isn't something you force, it's something that has to kind of happen naturally. So you have to be able to kind of like let your identity kind of move to the side so you can have a blank space in order for the unconscious information to come through and process through you. After this, if you're, if it's more of a voice thing or it's more of a heart thing, things then start to change and reflect back to you, or just things start to change. And I notice within myself, when I use more of my voice, it's more of my power, more of my just me, and it's authentic to me. It's instead of tripping over my mind too much, instead of thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, I can just let it out. And therefore the more meaning that we have behind our words, I feel like is a remedy for the times that we are living in. And this remedy is our soul. It's being able to get to be, not to get there, you're already there. Like you are already your soul. You are already here. It's just that there have been so many layers and programs and things that are stuck to us, that we attach ourselves to, that we're like, like we're just trapped in these little square boxes. And we have to step back and like look wider, look within to see ourselves clearly. Not saying it's easy, and it often, we have this redirection in life when we notice that we're being confronted by the things that keep us where we're at. It's not that we are growing, and I don't want to like attach to always healing, attached to always growing, always improving, all these things. Like, I'm speaking of more of a place that when you notice that your own truth is being stuck, or it's hard for you to express your own truth, it's like that is what is, like, that's the narrative, that's the program, that's why these things are happening, is that it's like they want our attention to be misguided, lost, disoriented. But when you really focus on your truth, your own expression, your own soul, this is the reclamation that we need. This is the only thing that you need right now. Of course, that we have things that we need to take care of in our everyday life, yes. And yet we cannot forget that we are here to be who we are. We're not here to judge everybody, like, and that's what these social media aspects have trained us, that have what's it called, mesmerized us. What's the other word for mesmerizing? Hypnotized. They've hypnotized us. So we have to unhypnotize ourselves from these programs. This is why they call it the Matrix. But really, you are the Matrix. You are the living you are the living universe. So you have to realize that you are that. And any of this, anything that is happening is, it's not your responsibility, but it is your responsibility how you respond and how you express and how you share and what can you control, right? You know, this is, you know, a part of it. And the way that we kind of relate to ourselves, the way that we approach ourselves, the way that, hey, wow, like I'm not feeling good right now. Wow, I need to, like, I just feel like I need to rest right now. I just feel like, you know, whatever you feel like you need, begin there. Begin to get off the screen, quiet the mind, and breathe. The breath will create more spaciousness in your mind. The breath will create more spaciousness in your body. If you ever feel like overwhelmed, you know, focus on the heart. I know tapping, hugging yourself, touching yourself, grounding, all these things are always meant for us. Sunshine, grass, trees, nature. I'm just here to give you this reminder right now that I know it's not easy and it's very overwhelming and things are very disoriented and it's like we don't know where we're going, but I trust that we're gonna be all right. And I hope you had a lovely day and much love.